The phone slipped from my hand, crashing onto the hardwood floor of my cramped Brooklyn apartment. "I'm done, Alex. My parents found out about us, and I can't risk losing everything." Jason's voice echoed in my mind, his words slicing through me like a knife. I stared at the blank screen, heart pounding, before grabbing my coat and stumbling out into the rainy night, heading straight for the nearest bar to drown the betrayal that had just shattered my world. The dimly lit pub on Flatbush Avenue was packed with after-work crowds, laughter mocking my misery. I ordered whiskey after whiskey, each burned down my throat, fueling the rage bubbling inside. Jason, my boyfriend of 2 years, had caved to his conservative family's pressure, choosing their approval over our love. How could he? We'd built something real, or so I thought. By my 5th drink, the room spun, and I lurched toward the exit, desperate for fresh air. That's when I collided with him, my boss, Mark Reynolds, the straight-laced CEO of our mid-sized marketing firm in Manhattan. He was there with clients, looking sharp in his tailored suit, but I barely registered it as my stomach revolted. Vomit splattered across his expensive shoes and pants. "Oh God, I'm so sorry," I slurred, mortified, as he steadied me with surprising gentleness. The clients gawked, but Mark waved them off, his blue eyes locking onto mine with concern rather than anger. "Let's get you home, kid," he said, hailing a cab without a second thought. The ride back to my place was a blur of apologies and awkward silence. Mark helped me inside, fetched water, and even cleaned up a bit while I collapsed on the couch. "Rough night?" he asked, sitting across from me as the alcohol haze lifted slightly. I nodded, tears welling up. "Boyfriend dumped me. Family stuff." He didn't flinch at the word boyfriend, just listened as I poured out the story. Jason's fear of disownment, the hidden life we'd led. Mark shared a bit about his own divorce years ago, how societal expectations had trapped him in a loveless marriage. "People's judgments can break you if you let them," he said. By morning, he left with a promise to check in, leaving me wondering why a straight guy like him cared so much. Work the next day was hell. Hangover pounding. I avoided eye contact in the office, but Mark pulled me into his corner suite. "About last night, no harm done. But if you need time off, take it." His kindness unnerved me. Mark was 38, successful, the epitome of straight masculinity, gym-built, always talking sports with the guys. Yet here he was, offering support without pity. I thanked him and dove into projects, but the breakup gnawed at me. Jason's texts started coming, apologies mixed with pleas to understand his position. I ignored them, focusing on survival. Over the next weeks, Mark's check-ins became routine. Coffee runs turned into lunches where we'd discuss everything from ad campaigns to personal dreams. He opened up about his strained relationship with his evangelical parents, who still pushed him to remarry a good Christian woman. I shared my own family's subtle homophobia, Midwestern roots where being gay was a phase. Our conversations peeled back layers, revealing shared wounds from societal molds that didn't fit. But I kept my growing attraction hidden. Mark was straight, and crossing that line would be career suicide. One evening, after a late client pitch, Mark suggested drinks. Non-alcoholic for me. At a rooftop bar overlooking the city, the tension shifted. "You've been holding back, Alex. What's really eating you?" he pressed. I confessed the depth of Jason's betrayal, how it made me question if love was worth the pain. Mark leaned in, his hand brushing mine accidentally. Or was it? "Sometimes the right path hurts the most," he said, eyes intense. My heart raced, but I pulled back, reminding myself of the boundaries. Little did I know, this was just the spark of a fire that would consume us both. As days blurred into months, Jason's persistence escalated. He showed up at my apartment, begging for forgiveness, claiming he'd stand up to his family. But his words rang hollow. The damage was done. Meanwhile, Mark's presence grew inescapable. Team-building events, weekend strategy sessions, he was always there, his support morphing into something deeper. I caught myself staring, imagining what if. The internal conflict tore at me. Was I projecting my rebound onto a straight man? Or was there a mutual pull? The first crack appeared during a company retreat in the Catskills. Isolated cabins, team games, Mark and I ended up sharing a room due to a booking mix-up. Late-night talks under the stars revealed his vulnerabilities. A college experimentation he'd buried, fears of not fitting the manly ideal. Society boxes us in, he admitted. I nodded, heart aching. That night, as rain pattered the roof, our hands touched intentionally. No kiss, no more, but the electricity was undeniable. Guilt flooded me. What was I doing? Back in the city, the tension mounted. Jason confronted me at work, causing a scene in the lobby. You can't just ghost me, he yelled. Mark intervened, escorting him out firmly. You okay? He asked later. I broke down, admitting my confusion. Mark hugged me, platonic yet charged. We'll figure it out, he whispered. But figuring it out meant facing truths neither of us was ready for. The office buzzed with post-retreat energy, but I felt like a live wire, every glance from Mark sending jolts through me. Jason's confrontation had left bruises, not physical but emotional. He'd texted threats of exposing our past if I didn't reconcile, leveraging the homophobia still lurking in some corporate circles. I deleted them, but the fear lingered. Mark noticed my distraction during a strategy meeting. Lunch? He mouthed. I nodded, dreading yet craving the alone time. At our usual deli, Mark cut straight to it. That ex of yours, he's trouble. Want me to handle it? His protectiveness stirred something primal in me. I shook my head, explaining Jason's family pressures, how they discovered photos and forced his hand. It's not just him. It's the whole system, I said. Mark's jaw tightened. My folks are the same. Pushed me into marriage at 25, said it was God's plan. Divorced at 30, and they still pray for my salvation. His vulnerability cracked my defenses. Have you ever questioned things? I asked tentatively. He paused, fork mid-air. Once in college, but I shoved it down. Straight path was easier. That admission hung between us like a fragile bridge. Over the following days, our interactions intensified. Late nights at the office, shared rides home. Mark's touches lingered. A hand on my shoulder, a brush of knees under the table. I wrestled with ethics. He was my boss, straight identified, and I was fresh from heartbreak. But the chemistry was intoxicating. One Friday, after sealing a big account, he invited me to his Upper East Side penthouse for celebratory pizza. No pressure, he added. The view from his balcony was stunning, Central Park sprawling below. We talked for hours, wine loosening tongues. Why'd you help me that night at the bar? I finally asked. Mark stared at the skyline. You reminded me of myself. Lost, fighting invisible chains. His eyes met mine, and in that moment he leaned in. Our lips brushed. A tentative kiss, charged with years of repression. I pulled back first. Mark, you're straight. This could ruin everything. He sighed. Am I? Or have I been lying to myself? The kiss ignited a secret affair, fraught with stolen moments. Mornings in his bed, whispers of affection before rushing to work separately. But guilt shadowed every touch. Mark's internal war raged. Decades of conditioning clashing with newfound desire. What if my parents find out? My reputation? He'd murmur. I echoed his fears. My own family, devout Catholics, would disown me if they knew about Jason, let alone this. Society's gaze felt omnipresent, judging our every step. Jason didn't fade quietly. He hacked my old email, finding messages from Mark. Innocent at first, but damning in context. Meet me or I send these to your office, his ultimatum read. Panic seized me. I confided in Mark, who insisted on confronting him together. At a neutral coffee shop, Jason sneered. So, the boss now? Trading up. Mark stayed calm. Leave Alex alone, or face consequences. Jason laughed bitterly. You think you're better? Hiding like cowards. He stormed out, but the seed of doubt was planted. The affair deepened, but so did the cracks. Mark's mood swings intensified. Euphoric one day, withdrawn the next. I can't keep this up, he confessed one night. The deception is killing me. I understood. My own therapy sessions revealed patterns of seeking unavailable men, a shield against true vulnerability. Yet, love bloomed amid the chaos. We dreamed of a future out in the open, but reality intruded. Family pressures mounted. My sister called, sensing something off. Mom and Dad worry about you being alone. When are you bringing home a nice girl? The lie stung. Mark's parents visited unexpectedly, pressuring him about grandkids. He introduced me as a top employee. The dismissal like a slap. That night we argued. Are we just an experiment? I demanded. No, he insisted. But coming out means losing everything. My family, maybe the company. The moral dilemma tore at us. Was love worth the destruction? A turning point came at the annual company gala. Dressed to impress, we mingled separately, but eyes locked across the room. Jason crashed the event, drunk and vengeful. Everyone, meet Alex's new fling. His straight boss, he shouted. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Mark froze, then stepped forward. Jason, you're out of line. Security escorted him away, but the damage was done. Whispers spread. Is it true? Mark? No way. In the aftermath, Mark retreated. I need space, he texted. I spiraled, questioning every decision. Had I pushed him too far? The office became a minefield of stares and rumors. I considered quitting, but Mark called a meeting. We talk now, he said. In his office, tears flowed. I'm scared, Alex, but hiding isn't living. We decided to face it. Together or apart, truth first. The gala's fallout hit like a tsunami. Board members questioned Mark's leadership, citing personal distractions. Clients whispered about stability. I fielded HR inquiries, assuring them it was consensual but private. Mark's resolve wavered under the scrutiny. Maybe we pause, he suggested over hushed dinners. But pausing felt like betrayal. We can't go back, I argued. Our love, once a sanctuary, now a battleground. Jason's revenge didn't stop. He posted anonymously on social media, tagging our firm, CEO sleeping with employee, hypocrite. The post went viral in industry circles, amplifying homophobic trolls. Figures, another gay agenda in corporate America. Mark's phone blew up with family calls. His father thundered, "This is an abomination. Think of your soul." The pressure crushed him. He skipped work, isolating in his penthouse. I showed up unannounced, finding him disheveled, staring at old photos. My life's unraveling, he admitted. We held each other, navigating the storm. Therapy became our lifeline, individual sessions unpacking internalized homophobia, couples counseling forging communication. But progress was slow. Mark's coming out to close friends elicited mixed reactions. Support from some, silence from others. My turn came with a family Zoom call. I'm gay, and I'm seeing someone, I blurted. Mom cried. Dad quoted Bible verses. We love you, but this is wrong. The call ended in tears, their conditional love a gut punch. Society's backlash extended beyond family. Protests from conservative stakeholders threatened boycotts. Mark fought back in board meetings defending diversity. Personal lives don't define professional capability, but doubts crept in. Am I ruining your career? I asked. He shook his head. You're saving my life. Yet the toll was evident: sleepless nights, weight loss. A moral crossroads arrived when Jason sued for emotional distress, claiming I'd manipulated him. Ridiculous, but the legal battle drained us. Mark's lawyer advised settling quietly. Fight it, I urged. Admitting fault validates his lies. Mark agreed, but the process exposed vulnerabilities. Court documents revealed Mark's past. A brief college fling buried deep. Tabloids sensationalized. Straight CEO's gay awakening. The invasion felt violating. Amid the chaos, moments of tenderness sustained us. A quiet weekend in the Hamptons, walking beaches hand in hand. "I choose you," Mark whispered, but choices had prices. His parents cut ties, declaring him lost. Mine sent letters pleading repentance. Friends divided. Some rallied, others ghosted. The isolation bonded us, but resentment simmered. "Why couldn't you be out sooner?" I snapped once. "Why push me?" he retorted. Forgiveness came hard, earned through raw honesty. The lawsuit climaxed in mediation. Jason, face to face, spewed venom. "You stole my future." Mark countered calmly. "We all made choices. Own yours." Jason backed down, dropping the suit for a nominal sum. Victory tasted bittersweet. Reputation scarred. Post-trial, we rebuilt. Mark implemented LGBTQ+ policies at work, turning adversity into advocacy. I volunteered at support groups, sharing our story anonymously. But scars lingered. A promotion offer came from a rival firm away from Mark. "Take it," he encouraged. "Don't sacrifice for me." The decision weighed heavy. Stay in the shadow of scandal or forge independence. I accepted, the move straining our relationship. Distance bred insecurity. Late-night calls revealed Mark's slips, flirting with denial. "Sometimes I wonder if this is me." My heart broke. "Then figure it out without dragging me down." The ultimatum hung, forcing confrontation. We met in Central Park, autumn leaves swirling. "I love you, but I can't be your experiment," I said. Tears streamed. "You're not. I'm all in." He proposed therapy intensification, public acknowledgement. Skeptical, I agreed conditionally. The path ahead loomed uncertain, paved with more trials. The new job at the rival agency brought fresh air, creative freedom, no whispers. But leaving Mark's firm meant leaving our daily rhythm. We adapted with date nights, weekend getaways. Yet undercurrents of doubt persisted. Mark's public coming out op-ed in a business journal went viral positively in progressive circles. But backlash from traditionalists intensified. "Traitor to family values," emails read. His resolve strengthened, but at what cost? Family reconciliations tantalized. My parents invited me home for Thanksgiving, sans Mark. "Come alone, we can talk." The temptation to mend fences warred with loyalty. "Go," Mark urged. "Healing starts somewhere." The flight to Ohio was turbulent, mirroring my nerves. At dinner, tensions simmered. "We miss you, son," Dad said. "But this lifestyle," I interrupted. "It's not a lifestyle. It's who I am." Arguments escalated, dredging old wounds. Mom mediated. "We don't understand, but we love you." Conditional progress, but progress. Mark's family remained radio silent. Holidays alone hit him hard. "I traded blood for love," he confided. We spent Christmas in his penthouse, decorating a tree with new traditions. Intimacy deepened, but external pressures mounted. A conservative client pulled from his firm, citing moral misalignment. Board pressure grew. "Step down quietly." Mark refused, rallying allies. "Diversity is our strength." Personal betrayals stung deeper. A mutual friend, once supportive, distanced himself. "It's too complicated." Isolation bred paranoia. "Are we worth this?" I asked during a heated argument. Mark's eyes flashed. "If not, what was it all for?" The question haunted, forcing self-reflection. Therapy uncovered my abandonment fears from Jason, projecting onto Mark. A pivotal moment came at a Pride event. Mark insisted we attend publicly. Hand in hand amid rainbows, cameras flashed. "CEO comes out strong," headlines blared. Empowerment surged, but so did threats, anonymous hate mail. Security became necessary. The price of authenticity. Freedom traded for vigilance. Jason resurfaced sober and apologetic via email. I was wrong. Therapy helped me see. Skepticism warred with compassion. I replied neutrally, closure a distant goal. Mark supported. Forgiveness is for you, not him. As winter thawed, our bond tested again. Mark's ex-wife called, concerned for their shared friends' circle. Is this real or midlife crisis? Her doubt echoed his own fleeting ones. We paused intimacy, focusing on friendship. Prove it's us, not rebellion, I demanded. Weeks of platonic dates rebuilt trust. Rediscovery sparked anew, laughter, shared goals. Recommitment culminated in a quiet vow exchange at home. No rings, just promises. Through storms, we said. But storms persisted. My promotion led to travel, straining connection. A work trip to LA tempted me with flirtations, harmless, but guilt-inducing. Confession to Mark. I felt seen elsewhere. His hurt mirrored mine from past betrayals. Fight for us, he pleaded. We did, with renewed vigor. Society's mirror reflected progress. Same-sex marriage normalized, but pockets of resistance lingered. Our story inspired some. A young intern thanked Mark for visibility. Yet, exhaustion set in. Is happiness always this hard? I wondered. Spring brought renewal but also reckoning. Mark's firm stabilized with new inclusive clients, but personal tolls accumulated. Health scares, stress-induced migraines for him, anxiety attacks for me. Doctors advised balance. We planned a sabbatical, escaping to Maine's coast. Secluded cabin, ocean waves, reconnection pure. This is us, unfiltered, Mark said, proposing formally with a simple band. Marry me, tears of joy. Yes. Planning unearthed conflicts. Whose family to invite? Mine thawed slightly. Mom attended virtually, Dad absent. Mark's remained estranged. Their loss, he said, masking pain. Venue debates. Public statement or intimate? We chose modest. In a Brooklyn garden. Symbolizing roots. Pre-wedding jitters amplified doubts. A drunken bachelor party confession from Mark. I missed the simplicity of before. My heart sank. Before me. Clarification. Before hiding. Relief mixed with fear. Therapy dissected. Lifelong conditioning versus authentic self. Jason's ghost reappeared. Congratulatory note, but laced with envy. You got the happy ending I couldn't give. Ignore or respond. I chose silence, focusing forward. Wedding day dawned bright. Vows exchanged amid friends' cheers. I choose you, flaws and all, we pledged. Honeymoon in Europe, Paris walks, Roman ruins, bliss uninterrupted. But return brought reality. Mark's board ousted a dissenting member, solidifying his position. My career soared, but work-life imbalance strained. Post-honeymoon, family drama reignited. My sister announced pregnancy, inviting us. Bring Mark. Tentative acceptance. At the baby shower, awkward hugs. Dad pulled me aside. I'm trying, son. Progress. Hard one. Mark's breakthrough. A letter to parents, unreciprocated. Their choice, he accepted. Emotional liberation followed. Yet, societal maws gaped. A hate crime nearby, gay couple assaulted, shook us. Advocacy intensified. Mark spoke at events, I wrote articles. Empowerment but draining. A betrayal blindsided. A colleague leaked private emails, twisting our story for gain. Media frenzy. Power imbalance in gay CEO romance? Investigations cleared us, but trust fractured. Who can we rely on? Mark despaired. Rebuilding required boundaries. We relocated to a quieter suburb, prioritizing privacy. Love evolved deeper, resilient. Years compressed into routines, but undercurrents of past wounds surfaced sporadically. Our marriage, 5 years strong, weathered promotions, moves, and the adoption process, welcoming a son, Ethan, testing our mettle as parents. Society's acceptance grew, but pockets of prejudice persisted. Mark's firm thrived as a diversity beacon, yet he confided lingering regrets. Did I sacrifice too much? The question echoed my own. Had love's price been worth the scars? Ethan's arrival amplified stakes. School forms, playdates, navigating two dads in a mixed world. A parent's snub at pickup, traditional families first. Mark's temper flared privately. We fight for him. Advocacy became legacy. Family ties mended unevenly. My parents visited, Grandpa reading bedtime stories. Mark's reached out tentatively, a birthday card, no more. Enough, he decided, focusing on our unit. Jason faded into obscurity, a chapter closed. But reflections on choices lingered. Therapy sessions dissected. Betrayal's roots in fear, redemption in courage. A crisis tested everything. Mark's health scare, a heart murmur from stress. Hospital vigil, I pondered paths not taken. I choose you again, I whispered. Recovery spurred changes, semi-retirement, travel with Ethan. In quiet moments, we debated ethics. Was outing ourselves moral or selfish? The damage to others, families fractured, careers teetered. Yet the awakening, lives lived authentically. As Ethan grew, questions arose. Why two dads? Explanations fostered understanding. Our story, shared selectively, inspired him. Looking back, the journey from that fateful bar night to here, betrayals, confrontations, sacrifices, forged unbreakable bonds. But the cost, lost relationships, internal battles. Was forcing truth upon a resistant world the right choice, or should some secrets stay buried to spare the pain?